Welcome everyone. This is take 500. Not really, but it feels like it. How are you? How are you doing? Hope everyone's doing okay. Being self-isolated this Easter long weekend. It is April 11th. Wanted to take you for a tour through what I've been up to here. I'll try not to make this video too long as I keep getting cut off, but I am excited. Health science people, go on Miss MacArthur's blog. She's got stuff for you to do. Journal your experience. Uh, just that stuff becomes really important to you later, especially something like this. This is a good way to just kind of get stuff out. And over here we have tomatoes that have been repotted from the egg cartons the last time you've seen them. So they have some nice new growth on them. Those stems will start getting thicker. Over here we have a different tomato. Show you a picture of these. So these here that you guys had planted in health science the last time, one of the last times we were all together, is cherry tomatoes, and those are really nice to pick off the plant as they're growing. These are a yellow pear-shaped tomato, and I just thought they'd be kind of interesting. So I hope they are productive. I hope they do grow well. It's a nice seedling, nice big leaf span. So I'm excited. I want to make some salsa probably because I have a lot of tomatoes, so that seems to make sense. The other thing we have a lot of, health science students, if you're on here, peppers. You guys remember you planted these? Look at these beautiful, gorgeous plants. Look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. That new growth in there. Look how far we've come, you guys. Look, look, look. And Miss Cardinal, I hope that you pop in here. Here's a watermelon. This one's looking good, and it needs a pot. So I think I'll be transplanting a lot more still yet before it warms up enough to get outside. The other thing I'm going to have to do with this is space it out. So I have to get the watermelons out of here, repot it, give the red peppers a little more space because the overcrowding is going to become a problem, especially with the potential for molds and things like that. So make sure you have healthy spacing. I've definitely tried to maximize my space here by layering things. I've got 4 layers going here. You probably can't tell, but I do. The other thing we want to add to the salsa is onions. So the red onions, last video I took for you was these red onions, and we just had a few popping up. Now you can see they're growing nicely, and got a slow poke right here. Sprinkled a few pansy seeds over here. I had some extra, so that'll look nice. And I got a seed germinated, but I don't think that's a pansy. That's a little big for a pansy, so maybe another mystery plant. This is an expansion area. I have to find a few of those in the next month, I suspect. These are cucumbers. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that nice growth in there. Oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And these are pickling cucumbers, national pickling cucumbers. I have not canned like pickled cucumbers before, so this will be new for me. I don't want to do a lot of canning this year. I've done canning a lot in the past when my kids were younger, and I didn't eat it all. So I just want to do canning for stuff that I'm gonna like. And hopefully we get spring soon, so you can go pick some flowers outside, because it's good to have things that just make you happy every day right now, because your home is your castle right now. Down here is the last tray that I planted. These are going to be pansies when they germinate. So these are Swiss giants. Pansies are so awesome for bedding plants. They're annuals. They're just gorgeous happy faces in the garden. Quick little story over here. Very excited about these. These are beautiful little self-seeding red poppies. My friend lived in a place in town here. These grew around his house, and I was just in love with them. So he very nicely collected me some of these seeds a few years ago now. So I wasn't sure if they were going to germinate. I added some sand so they wouldn't plant so densely, but that didn't work for me because they're pretty dense. I'll have to thin them out, and I'm going to have to just cut them off at the base when I thin them out. I can't disturb the roots. They don't like that, so hopefully I'll be able to plant these outside, and in years to come they'll come up. I don't know if they'll flower this year, but I didn't have a lot of luck planting them in my garden in the past couple of years, so maybe this will be what it takes. Over here is the flowers. So we had built the front flower bed outside the main doors of Eagle View, and planted it up last year. A lot of Miss Larry's, her mom had donated quite a bit of perennials from her garden. Hopefully a lot of those will come up. And these are some bedding plants. So zinnias, the nasturtiums are repotted. I'll show you those in a minute. So that's the zinnia. This is the blue flax. Just love having blue in the garden. Those are germinating really well. They are racing toward the light. Everything is trying to get the light. And over here's my favorite, one of my favorites. I have lots of favorites. This is a columbine. These take about 30 to 50 days to germinate. And I don't seem to have good focus right now, so I'll leave that, but they are germinating. So we do have some columbine. I'm pretty happy about that. Down here, my fourth layer is kale. Now, when we tried to grow kale just before Christmas, because we had that scale infestation, it just didn't happen. But and last night when I planted these, I thought I'd lost too much of the root ball, but they seem to be doing okay, so that's good. Jump over here real quick to the basil, and we'll add basil to the salsa too. So I think we've got the ingredients to make salsa is what we're talking about here. These are just plants I showed you in the last video as well, and they're continuing to grow. This is the nasturtium I wanted to show you. And I just want to point out the size of this seedling compared to the other ones, and the fact that they were all planted at the same time. This is what the nasturtium will look like. This is a dwarf jewel mix. It's a dwarf, yeah. So this guy here is a dwarf, and I would not have room for them if they weren't dwarfs. So that's, yeah. The tomato seeds, all the tomato seeds you plant, like they're going to keep getting bigger, and so I'm going to have to keep finding space. Last thing I'll show you is the peas. I'm just experimenting with these inside and seeing how far I can take them. And they're starting to climb up on the wire now. I'm just using what I have around. That's important right now. And not getting great focus right now. Sorry about that. But we'll see how they go. So this is it. This is what is going on here. And in a week, we'll probably be expanding a little bit. Check out Mr. Spottage, Miss Larry's blog, because they're going to be building greenhouses, which they'll be able to do so much more than this, and lots of other stuff on there. So keep tuned into the website. Keep tuned in here. Happy Easter, everyone. Check in on each other. Be well, and we'll be here next week.